My parents want me to go to uni, so I did. I chose a Bachelor of Biomedical Science. Bones on the screen, and they were making me memorize every single bone of the back.
Bone? Yeah.
Yeah, every single bone of the human body. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. And I dropped out then. And then I took a gap year. And that's when I met my now business partner, Terrence. Feeling discomfort is what leads to your progression. So don't try and look for a shortcut. Go all in on that one vehicle that works. And don't look back.
Jordan Pham was driven early by pressure to succeed, to prove something, and to build a life through business. Along the way, he explored multiple paths, including building his Airbnb business, which taught him the realities of ownership, risk, and responsibility. But the shift wasn't financial, it was internal. This episode dives into identity, expectations, and the moment Jordan realizes success only matters when it aligns with who you actually are. Based on your experience now, and maybe the experience of your students as well, what's a good number of properties for you to try to scale to so that you can potentially replace your job?
Good question. So to replace like a standard full-time salary, I would say you need at least...
Welcome back to another episode of Point 01. Today we have a special guest, Jordan Pham, on. He is a 22-year-old superstar from Melbourne. He's up here for a day and we brought him into the studio to film. I started seeing him on socials first, and then also I started seeing a lot of your ads.
a lot of people have.
Yeah, so you've been pumping the ad spend, which is great. But Jordan's got a very, very unique business here in Australia, at least. In America, it's a lot more common. In Australia, it's probably a lot less common. And so I want to dive into it to give people a bit of pretext to what we're about to talk about. Jordan's 22, from Melbourne, and he currently, how many properties under management? 44?
I manage 45.
45
Airbnb
properties.
yeah.
45 Airbnb properties under management. And he does a business that is known as Airbnb arbitrage, right?
That's right.
In the US, it's actually quite a big thing. As you guys know, if you follow me for a long time, I love talking about side hustles and hustles. This is actually not a side hustle for Jordan anymore. It's actually become a full-time hustle. I've seen that him and his boys have now gotten like a warehouse for themselves as well, have their own cleaning, does all of that. So they're probably, you guys have become a proper hotel company, essentially.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like proper hotel management for you at this stage, which is really cool. And being very young, it's very, very exciting. And I love talking to young hustlers. So I think it'll be a very, very fun episode. But for those people out there who don't know who you are, Jordan, give us a bit of an intro. Like who's Jordan? Like you're 22, so your story's still quite short. What's it like getting to where you are today?
What's it like getting to where I am today? So I'm Jordan. I grew up in a middle-class family, very just average. Yeah, very average family.
Parents working or small business or?
So my parents actually came from business background.
Oh, cool.
But it's interesting because my mum, she was in business. She had a lady fashion chain. She was actually quite successful in the early years, but her business failed in the later years when e-commerce kind of started booming and things like that. So when her business started kind of going downhill, she kind of shifted her mindset and was like to her kids, me and my brother, you're not allowed to do business, pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, my parents were very against business, even though they both came from business. And then on the other side, my dad, he owned Bubble Cup, a store in Footscray.
Is that like a bubble tea shop?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know Footscray. It's a pretty interesting area.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a pretty dingy area, but that's kind of like how I grew up. I grew up just like in an average Vietnamese western suburbs of Melbourne type of family.
Yeah, interesting.
Nothing really special. I wouldn't say we were broke. We were comfortable. Very comfortable, and I have no complaints about my upbringing at all. But yeah, my parents were definitely against business from the get-go. My brother was the one that actually kind of got me into business. Like he always was my role model. My brother was always my role model. He ventured into e-commerce when he was straight out of high school.
Wow.
And
Older brother.
Older brother.
How much difference?
He's 24 25 this year.
So about 3 years difference.
Yeah.
Okay, same with me and my brother. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. My brother went straight into dropshipping.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, in year 12. And he also did social media marketing agency on the side.
Yep.
So it was like he was like the online, like that was a very common business model back then.
Yeah.
And
It still is.
It still is.
Yes,
Definitely still is. But he was quite successful.
Really?
In that venture, yeah. And my parents always wanted him to go back to uni, but he just fought against it, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing commerce anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to go all in my business." So he dropped out of commerce, went all in on his social media marketing agency, and also his e-commerce brand, and now he's boomed. Like he's doing very, very well. And I mean, this episode is meant to be about me, but I'm talking about my brother.
We should. Or tell him to come up for another episode.
But he's an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
Like he's my role model. So yeah, that's a bit of backstory about me, my upbringing. I was always inspired by my brother to kind of go against the system, go against the orthodox traditional pathway, and that's why I hated studying. I was like, I was in uni. After high school, I got a pretty decent grade. Like ATAR is what we call it in Melbourne.
Same with us.
Yeah.
What ATAR did you get?
97.95.
Wow, what a smart cunt.
Yeah. So I was academically excelling in high school, right? And my parents were like always pushing me to get a good degree. It was like either lawyer, doctor, or like, one engineer, one of those. And I never knew what I wanted to do in my life. I was like, I was just on the fence between like all these different degrees, because my mind was kind of like, I have to go to uni. Yeah. Because of what my parents tell me. Yeah. So that was kind of like my pathway growing up. My parents wanted me to go to uni, so I did. I chose a Bachelor of Biomedical Science.
Was that something you wanted to choose? Like, were you interested in it at all, or not really?
Not even. The reason why I chose it because my cousin was studying that, and he's a year older than me. I also kind of looked up to him back in the day as well. And because he chose it, I was like, you know what? It's a safe path. You have to. This is a hot take, I guess, but since it's such a high barrier of entry to that course, I thought it was going to be safe. Like, it's hard to get in there, so it must be easy success, right? So I kind of just took that path, and a year in, I dropped out. Yeah, nice. I was done with it. I remember the exact moment when I decided like I didn't want to do this anymore. I was in a lecture, right? And there was like bones on the screen, and they were making me memorize every single bone of the back.
Bone? Yeah,
every single bone of the human body. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. And I dropped out then. And then I took a gap year, and that's when I met my now business partner, Terrence. And we tried a few other ventures together. Didn't really end up working out too much, but then my parents forced me to go back to uni to study property. I did that for 2 years, and I stopped doing that last year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this year actually. Okay. So because I wanted to go full time in my business, completely all in. Yeah. I only have a year left of that, by the way, but I don't think I'm going to finish it because I don't see me going back to uni ever. Yeah. But yeah, where was I at? So I was with when I met my business partner, during that gap year. That's when kind of everything changed. I knew like I was working a bunch of 9 to 5s. I could never keep a job for longer than 3 months. Like 3 months at a time, I was always just quitting, cycling through jobs. And I realized like, this is not for me. It's not for me. I just didn't want to work on someone else's schedule anymore. And I was like, yeah, it's time to transition and just like take a risk, go all in while I'm still young, on something. And I failed multiple times at multiple ventures, but it ultimately led to me being here right now. So
that's cool. So I have a few questions with that, right? That's pretty interesting from a story perspective. So for those who are not watching on screen, obviously you should be able to tell from Jordan's last name, he's Asian just like I am. And for us as Asians, if we don't study, we don't get a degree, we get disowned by our parents. So
that's right.
It's pretty hectic, right? Yeah. And I'm sure your parents don't take lightly to you dropping out of uni, and your brother didn't go too. So in their minds, they're like, shit, both our sons are uneducated. They don't have degrees, you know?
Yeah.
And for our parents as well, most of them don't have degrees either because they never had the opportunity to back when they were younger. So I'm very curious, like, number one, with your brother, obviously, he's done very well for himself. Is he still doing dropshipping, or is he doing more like social media? What's he doing nowadays?
My brother is still doing dropshipping. Dropshipping has such a negative connotation to it, but
it does. But it's just a business model at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah, he has his own e-commerce brand that he's focusing on, and he's scaling other e-commerce brands as well. Yeah, he's not doing uni anymore. He's not studying.
Is he still in Melbourne, or is he like somewhere else?
He's in Melbourne.
Okay, cool.
But he travels all the time, so he probably like oversees like half of the year.
Oh wow.
Like yeah, he travels a lot because you can work from anywhere.
You can work from anywhere. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd love to know his story too. That'll be interesting. The second one is your business partner, Terrence, right? How did you meet him? What drew you to him, and what made you trust him so quickly to do business together?
Good question. I met Terrence, my business partner, through my ex.
Okay.
So both of our exes were best friends, or not best friends, but friends.
Okay.
And you know how girls are; they want to double date all the time.
Yeah.
So like we were forced to kind of double date. And I met him there for the first time, and he was very chill guy. But I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was just a one-time interaction. And then suddenly he reached out and he was like, "Man, I think you're really cool. Let's do some work together. Let's do a venture together."
Random,
yeah, so random, so random. I remember I was on that call like,
what the
who is this guy? But I was like, he was pitching me on this business model, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, let's try it out.
Yeah.
And that's how it all started. Ultimately, that business model didn't really work out. But, but that's how we met each other, and that's how we got into business together.
Interesting. So what sort of businesses did you guys try together? You mentioned multiple ventures. What sort of businesses?
So Amazon FBA.
Okay. No good?
No good.
What sort of product did you try?
It was multiple.
Oh, really?
Multiple different products.
Well, yeah,
I don't think we're doing it right.
Okay. Run us through. What did you have? What did you try?
So I tried a medicinal product first of all.
Okay.
Yeah, that just flopped.
Any sales?
I think it got one.
Okay.
But I think the venture itself was just like very short lived.
Yeah.
Like we did it for like a couple weeks, and it was it wasn't a thing. Yeah, it was just like very, very relevant to my journey or my story.
Yeah.
But there was some other stuff like we did sports betting.
Okay.
We did sports betting.
That's a big thing with the Gen Zs right now, sports betting.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how this came upon, but maybe you can educate me. I feel like a boomer sometimes, but yeah. Where did sports betting come across, and like, you know, how does that work?
Yeah. So sports betting, basically, we were essentially gambling on horses and dogs, but we were doing it in strategic manner.
Okay.
And we were looking at numbers, and it's hard to go into detail on how it works, but we're doing it in a strategic way.
Okay.
And we were making decent money from it. And keep in mind, this is gambling money, so it's like tax-free kind of. But eventually, it wasn't. It just didn't work out. It wasn't paying off well. There was like too many downswings, too many
big losses.
Yeah, big losses.
Yeah, right.
But we did make some money from it.
Okay, so at least you were net positive, right?
Net positive.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we also Terrence mostly also tried e-commerce.
Okay.
Like he had his own clothing brand.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, he did that for a bit, and it was kind of his passion project. And he explored it, but didn't really go too far. But that's when we kind of, at the end of all those businesses and failed attempts, I was always looking for the next thing. I was always looking for I was always looking for something to do.
Yeah.
Because throughout all these ventures, I was also working at the same time. So I was sick of working. I was sick of being on someone else's schedule. I was always like clocking in tired and then going home tired, and my days felt so long and the hours were dragged. So whenever I would get home from work, I would just look for something to do. So look for some sort of venture that could get me out of the system. And then that's when I stumbled across Airbnb arbitrage.
Who'd you see in Airbnb arbitrage that made you go, I wanna do this? Was that one of the big US influencers?
One of the big US influencers.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's big anymore. His name was Derek Chung.
Okay.
He
Asian guy as well?
Asian dude. He I remember the exact video. He was him cold calling a landlord. I was like, this is so interesting. Yeah. I was like, what is this business model in America that is booming? And how come I've never heard of it in Australia?
Correct. It's not that big here, but now it's starting to pick up. It's starting to pick up
traction. But that's when I called Terrence immediately after seeing that video. And I remember the phone call. I was like, dude, I got the next thing.
Yeah.
We got to do this. And immediately he was like, I'm down.
Wow.
On that call, we were like, I'm down. So that's when the next 2 weeks, we rented an office space.
You actually rented an office space?
We rented an office space.
What the fuck?
And,
you guys were balls deep straight away.
Yeah, we were all in straight away. Because both of us were sick of our jobs. Like, both of us wanted to do something else.
Yeah.
So that's when we were like, you know what? Let's just go all in. 2 weeks of just grinding, cold calling agents, nonstop, trying to get our first deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, we eventually landed one 3 weeks later.
Wow. All right. Let's talk through what Airbnb arbitrage is, because I'm sure a lot of people might still be unfamiliar with it. But if you're in the digital space and you've been online a lot and you're into your side hustles and all of that, you probably know what Airbnb arbitrage is. Essentially, Airbnb arbitrage, I'll try to explain it in the most basic way, and Jordan can correct me if I'm wrong, is dropshipping for property.
That's good. That's a good way of explaining it.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah, I mean, but that's what kind of every business model is. It's arbitraging something.
Correct.
Yeah, but we're doing it with property.
Correct.
With real tangible assets.
Yes, correct.
So basically, we rent a property long-term on the long-term rental market. We pay the landlord a fixed monthly fee that's agreed on. And then we put it up on Airbnb with their permission. And because the short-term rental market always dominates and outperforms the long-term rental market, if you implement the right strategies and you're in the right location, then that's how we make our profit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite fascinating, right? Because I try to do some of the mathematics for it. I feel like Melbourne is such a stronger market than Sydney in terms of Airbnb arbitrage. I might be wrong. I don't know. This is just me as an outsider.
Yeah.
And I think this will be a very, very interesting conversation, because a lot of people will be outsiders and they won't realize how this business of yours works. So from an Airbnb arbitrage point of view, Sydney is a place where the rent is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
The rent is fucked.
There you go, exactly right. And you would have seen heaps of rentals in your journey, because that's literally your business, is finding these rentals that you can do a long-term rental out. But like, think about it here, even in this suburb, right? We're in Lidcombe here, like a property here is like 750, 800 a week.
Bro, I was just in the car with the Uber driver here, and he was telling me he's paying $600 for 1 bedroom in Homebush, which is around this area.
That's very normal. That's actually very affordable in Sydney.
You get that for a 2-bedroom apartment in Melbourne CBD.
Yeah.
Like in the city.
CBD, don't even think about it.
For a 2-bedroom, by the way.
Exactly. Like Sydney CBD will be like 1,200 or 1,100.
That's ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous, right? So how much would you need to rent that out on like Airbnb to even break even, right? Like 300 a night, 250 a night or something, which is crazy. And even if you like factor in a 60% or 70%, you know, stay rate, or what's it called? What do you guys call it when it's filled out? Occupancy rate, right? So even if you have a 70%, 80% occupancy rate, like you're barely breaking even if you're doing it in the middle of the Sydney CBD, right? So from a mathematics point of view, it's very, very interesting. And I'm saying this because I actually quite enjoy the mathematics of what you guys do.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, right? Like if you have 44 properties or 45 properties that you have, each property, even if it nets you $1,000 a month, you can already do the mathematics on what you can kind of make in that business.
100%.
Which is really, really exciting stuff. So for a lot of people out there, they're probably unaware of the possibilities of this, right? Is you are the person taking on the risk to get a long-term lease.
Yep.
And then you drop ship that essentially on the Airbnb website, and then you sell individual nights where people can do long-term stays, short-term stays, etc.
Yeah.
through Airbnb.
That's right.
How did you like really build trust for agents to let you do that? Because you would have been what, 20,
Yeah.
19, 20?
I was 20 when I started.
Okay, so you were 20 when you started. How do you call an agent and go, hey, bro, like I want to rent your place
And
for
make money
$600
from
a week, but then also at the same time, I need you to let the landlord know that we're going to chuck it on Airbnb and for them to trust us 20-year-olds that will manage it. How did that work?
The first property is definitely the hardest hurdle of the business model, and that's what I tell all my students. So the first property is all about kind of just pure volume and outreaching. And we kind of found that a lot of landlords, you got to keep in mind, you kind of got to switch your perspective. It's not really them helping us out. These landlords are losing rent if their property is vacant on the long-term rental market. They're losing like opportunity cost every single day that is vacant. So we kind of come in, and that's how we pitch. You know, we say we can, pay a little bit up front. We give them a little bit more incentives. We can cover maintenance up to $300. And obviously rent will be guaranteed on time every month. We have cleans coming in every few days. And we'll keep the property in pristine condition because we have to. Yes, because this is a completely guest-centric business.
Correct.
So we have to maintain the property well for us to make money. So that kind of incentivizes the landlord. If you kind of pitch it that way, they're more inclined to let you make money off their property. But yeah, that's how we got our first one was just pure volume. Like we called so many people, took us 2-3 weeks. And we finally got the call that was, I remember it was a Chinese guy who was like, what, you want to put an Airbnb? No. and we were like, well, we can pay more rent.
Yeah.
And he was like, how much? And then, we paid like extra $20 a week.
Yeah.
Over what he was asking.
Yeah.
And that's how we got our first property.
Wow.
It took us 2 weeks to furnish it. We got our next property like only a week after we picked up the first one.
Wow.
And then it kind of compounded like that. And the ball starts to roll once you get the first few. And it's just easy and easier.
So, burning question that I have from that, right? You have 45 properties. That's a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of fucking people that you got to deal with. A lot of guests. Yeah. There's a lot of headaches. I've seen some of your stories. But are there properties that lose money?
Actually, you'll be surprised. Nah.
Really?
There's not a single property in my portfolio that has a negative cash flow.
Wow.
There are some months where we break even or make a small loss, like in June.
So there are still shit months, but on a long-term scale, like a year scale, it's still doing well.
Oh, all of them.
Wow.
All of them. Because with the strategies that we implement and like the right listing optimization strategies, the right pricing strategy, the right revenue management skills, it is like almost impossible to not exceed the long-term rental market.
Interesting.
The long-term rental market is very, because this is how I like to think about it. It's just like how you could, as an e-commerce person, you're in e-commerce, you understand that you could run the ads yourself.
Correct.
Or you might run the ad yourself. But let's say you're an e-commerce brand and you could run the ad yourself, or you could outsource to a marketing agency who has the skill sets and experience in running ads.
Ads as well, correct.
Exactly. And just pay them to run your ads, and then they will make their profit while you kind of also make money as well. It's a win-win situation. In our case, the landlord's winning, and we're also winning because we also have the skill set and experience to bridge that gap. Like not every landlord can do this. A lot of people think that why don't landlords also do this business model? Why don't they just chuck it on Airbnb themselves? Because it's a full-fledged business.
Correct.
They don't want another full-time job. They don't have the skills or the experience necessary to run this business. It's a whole thing. You need to run guest communications, pricing, like cleaning management, maintenance team. You need to monitor your occupancy well. It's a whole different playing field. It's a whole different game to long-term rentals. So in that way, we're kind of bridging the gap with our skill. And that's how we make our profit.
Interesting. See, that's fascinating stuff. And I understand the logic completely, right? So for a lot of people at home, I always like to break things down, especially when it comes to ideas. It's actually not complicated to understand. It's like a homeowner can essentially lease you their property, and you are just in charge of the sort of hotel side of that experience, which is, you know, you deal with all the guests, you deal with all the cleaning, you deal with all the headaches, people lose keys, you got to put lock boxes around the city.
Yep.
You got to deal with that communication. So I'm assuming an Airbnb business is not just, hey, I want to start Airbnb arbitrage, and then you on your own, maybe 1, 2, 3 properties you can manage on your own.
Yeah.
But once you get let's call it a portfolio, you'll then need a customer service team. You will then need, you know, someone to run around cleaning. You will need any sort of host things that Airbnb requires you to do. So it's actually a proper full-fledged business, and it's not just some random thing that you're just randomly doing.
Yeah.
Which I guess explains your warehouse, right? Do you want to explain to everyone what was the idea behind you getting that warehouse? Because to me, as a business owner, I see that as a significant step in your scaling process.
100%.
But to people who are not business owners, who might not understand, why would you then go out and rent your own warehouse for like 50, 60K a year? Yeah. Stock that up all the time with toilet paper, towels, all of this, detergent, shower gel, shampoo, all of this and that.
Yeah.
Why would you do that rather than, just people come to your house or whatever it is?
Yeah. At some point in any business owner's life, or their journey and their venture, they always need to, business owners always come to a point where they need to give up margin to scale effectively and efficiently. And I found that hiring, because I used to have cleaning contractors.
Yep.
And eventually I moved my cleaning team in-house and hired them like for my company.
Full-timers?
Full-time.
Or part-time?
Oh, they're still
contractors.
Technically contractors, but they're for me.
Yes.
They don't work for anyone else.
Yes,
so they're in-house.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
In-house contractors.
In-house contractors, exactly. And then I hired a manager that's full-time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he takes care of everything. This guy is very experienced in the industry.
Where did you look for a guy like this? Because you obviously can't put out an ad, go, hey, I need someone to manage 30 of my Airbnbs. What did you look for? Like a hotelier or like a concierge or like some hotel management person? What did you look for?
Great question. This one is very interesting, and still at this point in time, I actually don't really know the answer to this. But his card was left in my apartment.
Okay, really?
And the cleaner, oh my
you.
God, this is a crazy story.
Yeah.
His card was left in my apartment, and my cleaning contractors at the time went in and was like, wait, we know this guy. He's the manager of another short-term rental management company, like a big one.
Oh, wow.
And so they reported to us, and I was like, why is his card in our apartment? And I thought there was some subliminal messaging behind it. So I called him, and I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, your card was in my apartment. Like, do you want to talk or something? And he was like, I don't know how that got there, but let's have a chat.
Yeah.
And then we hired him.
Interesting.
So I don't know if he played
I reckon
us.
bullshit. I reckon he's fully played you guys, and he's like, oh, oops, I lost my card. That's how it works.
Yeah. So I don't know if he played us, but we ended up hiring him, and it was a great decision.
Yeah.
And then what's even funny about that story is he started hiring cleaners to replace the cleaners that found the card in the apartment.
How sad.
Yeah, exactly. So they found the card in the apartment and was like,
They signed their own death contract.
Exactly.
That's savage, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, so we hired him on a full-time salary.
Yeah.
We have cleaning team in-house. Our warehouse, we also pay rent for. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of overheads now.
Of course.
But it also is, it's also a layer of pressure that makes us more driven. So now me and my business partner are forced to scale, or else we're going to lose money. Yeah. Or not lose money, but make less money. So with our systems and operations in place, we can now scale effectively to 100, 200 properties.
Yeah.
We'll probably need a bigger warehouse at that time, but
of course.
But yeah, that's our mindset going forward. We want to invest into our business so that it stays around for longer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very cool, bro. So essentially you're running your own kind of resort company, holiday company, or whatever it is. What's been some very fascinating stories? Because it's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? It's great. And I'm sure you have some great experiences. And I'm sure you've made some great money as well. Being a 22-year-old, I can only imagine how much money you're making based on the maths I'm doing in my head. But off the back of that, there's always going to be horror stories. What are some of those interesting stories that you've come across doing Airbnb? Because I'm sure, if I know, Melbourne, as much as I know Sydney, there's always going to be teenagers. There's always going to be house parties. There's always going to be this sort of stuff. And no one gives a fuck about Airbnb descriptions going, no parties or no noise after 10 p.m. No one gives a shit, right? Yeah. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
So what sort of crazy stuff have you seen?
First of all, there's been ridiculous stories. Lots of parties, but these were very early into this, in the early stages of my business. Like all these troubles kind of happened early. And then we implement the right systems and the right operational, right operations to kind of prevent them, and have preventative measures in place for these things. And even if they do happen, we have like SOPs to make sure that we are compensated for them.
Very smart.
Yeah. So, but there are some crazy stories. One that pops up in my head in particular is someone flooding our apartment.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So. Wait, I'll go through this one first.
Right,
another one just popped in my
another
one popped on my head. But okay, so someone flooded my apartment.
Yeah.
There was a person that we took on for a long-term stay.
Yeah.
It was about 3 weeks, I think, and he was actually. Terrence, my business partner, actually searched his name up, just because this was really early on.
Yeah.
But he
so you guys actually suss out the guests, right? So
no, we don't.
You don't.
We don't anymore.
Yeah. But when you first started.
When we first started, we did. Oh, Terrence did because he had a bad feeling about the guy.
Oh, interesting.
But we do take IDs. We do make sure that we take every ID now. Yeah. And we screen them, and we have softwares for it as well.
Oh wow, interesting.
And, we make them sign a rental agreement and everything. It's very
if that's a long-term one, or is that an Airbnb like a 5-nighter or something like that? Do you do it for all types?
Everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything.
So if I were to book your Airbnb now, you would ask me for an ID.
Yeah, but we also run on other platforms. Like Booking.com.
Okay, like Booking.com.
So that's where we ask for ID, but Airbnb actually takes the guest ID already.
Oh yeah.
So we don't do it on Airbnb.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, for Booking.com we definitely do. So this guy had a 3-week stay with us, and Terrence was sus of him, so he searched him up online, and it came up with a police report, like a police.
And that's just
public,
on Google.
Yeah, just a Google.
Oh fuck!
It was a police public, like announcement saying this guy is wanted and wanted for gun charges or something like that, right? And then Terrence was like paranoid, so he called the police. Yeah. So and the police was like, "Oh, so he's staying at your place right now?
Yeah.
We're gonna go over there." And Terrence was like, "No. Does he still have a warrant on him? If he does, then you're welcome to, and I'll help you. But if he doesn't, then don't come to our place."
Yeah, you'll damage the property.
Yeah.
They're gonna fucking kick the door down.
Exactly.
Please search warrant.
Like, we don't want trouble, right? And then they end up being like, no, we're gonna come to the place anyways. He doesn't have a warrant on him, but we're gonna come there anyways. Yeah. And Terrence was like, "Well, I'm not letting you in." And then they end up rocking up to the apartment, the police, and they called Terrence and like, "Let me in." And Terrence was like, "I'm not there. I live 30 minutes away."
Yeah.
And you can't get into the building without a fob. So the police end up leaving. But that same guest, like 2 nights later, ended up setting off the sprinkler alarm by accident. Like, I have photos and videos and everything, but the whole carpet was flooded.
Oh no.
And all the other apartments in that building, some of the other apartments in that building were also flooded.
Oh.
And the roof of the gym was damaged as well. There was water. I remember me and Terrence walked into the lobby. There was water all over the lobby.
Oh fuck!
Right, it was bad. It was so bad.
What went through your head at that moment?
Oh, because we were only like 4 or 5 properties in.
Yeah, this is like very beginning, like 6 months into the journey, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
You're like, bro, how much is the bill gonna be? 500K.
Like, what did I just get myself into?
Yeah.
Luckily, insurance covered it.
Oh wow.
So it's all good.
What sort of insurance do you take out as an Airbnb host?
So that insurance was actually by landlord insurance.
Oh,
so that wasn't us, because we rent the properties.
Yeah, that's right.
But Aircover has their own insurance.
Yep.
Airbnb has their own host guarantee insurance, Aircover, to make sure.
Do you pay for that, or
it's in their Airbnb service fee?
Okay.
Which is taken out of the booking.
Out of the bookings. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was fine. That situation ended up being okay. man, everything in business, I realize this now, but like everything in business ends up always turning out all right. Even when you're stuck in like, even when you're going through something tough, or like you feel like it's the end of the world, or you're going through something like an issue that's like, that hurts so much in the moment, it feels so massive in the moment, you end up never thinking about it again like a week from now or 2 weeks from now. And then that's when I realized that, and when me and Terrence realized that and we had a chat about it, that's when we realized like we should only stress about things, or we should never stress about things. We should control our mind so that we control our business. And so then that's when I switched my mindset to being like, I will only think about what can I do that's in my control right now. And once I kind of shifted that mindset, I kind of stopped stressing about everything. Like something shitty could happen. I could have a party, my Airbnb could be trashed. All I'll think about is what can I do in this moment to fix it back up, or like to get the needle moving forward again. And so yeah, nothing, because of all these hard times and all these stresses and all these like situations that happen in this business, we've learned to kind of control and handle our stress and our mental very well, to the point where nothing really phases us anymore.
Good.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you guys have achieved that very young, which is awesome. It is much like that. I think once you get into business for quite some time, you'll realize that, hey, you can only control what you can control. Shit happens, bro. The world happens. Everything happens. For us in e-commerce, Trump can make a comment tomorrow, and I'll fucking lose half my business because I can't get shit into America anymore.
Exactly.
You know, it happens. But what do you get from panicking? Nothing. What do you get from stressing out? Nothing. Besides you're on yourself. In the moment, shit might feel so real. You might lose so much money. But hey, in reality, everything there's a solution for. Everything is figure outable. So that's awesome, bro. That's very, very fascinating. So going on to that second story of yours, do you still remember?
Oh, bro. Okay, this one is a short one, but sweet. There was a rat in my apartment. A rat. There was a rat in my Airbnb on the third level. Okay. How does it even get there? Can you think of how a rat ends up being on the third level of an apartment building inside our living room?
That's crazy.
And we had guest complaints about it.
A giant rat. It must have climbed from outside of the drain or something. Has to.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened.
What'd you do? What do you do in that moment? Do you have to rock up and literally get a broom and try to fucking chase the rat out? What do you do?
It was so funny. So our guest was like, our guest emailed us and was like, "There's a rat. We're living." They actually was pretty funny about it. They were like, I think we have a roommate in here.
And you're like, what?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And they sent us a video, and it was a rat crawling around. Luckily, the rat ended up leaving our apartment, but it's still probably on that level somewhere.
He's probably got a family there, bro. Just chilling.
Yeah.
Just cruising.
But yeah, that happened. That was pretty funny.
Very interesting.
There's so many stories but I don't know. I can't think of any.
Yeah.
Right
it's because there's a lot. They'll come to you, and when they come to you, you can tell them.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting, right? Like Airbnb is such an interesting place because you meet people from all around the world. You meet people from everywhere. Do you still handle any of that sort of stuff yourself, or do you have like a concierge service now with your manager and he deals with it? How does that work now? So
I have a virtual assistant that takes care of all my guest communications.
Yeah.
And they schedule out the cleans for the day. They handle all cleaning management, and they pretty much oversee the day-to-day of the business. That virtual assistant is under my manager, my COO, so Chief Operations Officer.
Oh yeah.
He oversees all the operations, so all the cleaning bags. He works 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So he runs all the day-to-day, takes care of all of that, and also helps out with picking up new properties. I have laborers that furnish our properties now.
Wow, good.
So I don't take care. I'm pretty much hands off.
Wow, how good.
To answer your question, I don't do it. I don't do anything.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
that's good. So all you do now is just look for property. That's essentially it.
Yeah. My business partner is kind of more on that side.
Yeah.
And he is more into property acquisition. But yeah.
Interesting. How good. That's very exciting stuff, and you've done all the right things as a business owner should as well, which is really exciting stuff. Yeah, that's cool. What do you do when you first started, especially, and now obviously things have changed a bit. How do you identify what is a good property, right? Because for me, it's like when I look at Melbourne, it's a very different market to Sydney, for example. Sydney, you might want to be Airbnb eastern suburbs or northern beaches or stuff that's nice, most people can't reach. Whereas Melbourne, I feel like a lot of the Airbnbs are in the CBD, and the reason why I say that is because I always Airbnb when I'm down in Melbourne. So they're always in the CBD, and there's a fucking shitload. Whereas Sydney, there's not that many Airbnbs in the CBD. They're more there's a lot in the suburbs or like out east or wherever, and down the coast. So Sydney has a lot up and down the coast, not like up near the entrance or Newcastle, down south near Wollongong, Kiama, even lower, right, down Port Kembla way. And that's because like New South Wales is very much a holiday kind of destination. It's a lot of beach houses and stuff like that. How do you then identify profitable properties? Because I'm assuming, yes, you guys have chosen great properties now. It's very, very profitable. But I'm sure there's certain types of categories out there that may not be as profitable, such as holiday houses by the beach, right? So how do you kind of identify a good property?
So first of all, any property type works. House, apartment, townhouse, they all can work if you do it right. Any bedroom count can work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any of them work. Now we kind of noticed that one bedrooms perform worse than the others because you're competing against like hotel conglomerates. And they fit two guests, same as you, so you're competing against a lot of supply. But 2 bedrooms is usually like a sweet spot where you'll find some healthy margins. And then 3 bedrooms you'll find is lacking supply. So therefore your prices go up. So 3 bedrooms I find are more highly profitable. But 2 bedrooms are a good spot to be in terms of like risk and reward, I guess. In terms of what we look for in a property, we kind of go off intuition now. So in Melbourne, we're kind of concentrated in city and surrounding suburbs. And that's because we know the area is the best, and we know which rental prices do well. And also our operations are way more seamless when we concentrate in a single area.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Like rather than servicing like somewhere 2 hours out of the city.
It doesn't make sense.
Bro. You're sending a cleaner from the warehouse there and back every day. That's crazy.
Exactly. So all 45 of our properties are in CBD or surrounding suburbs. But that's not to say that the other suburbs don't work. It's just that our operations are easier that way. So a lot of people think that you need to look for like a premium property, like a luxury property that will that looks nice in photos. It's not so much that there's a lot of factors at play, but what we look for is kind of like, you know what, our best performing property, our best performing Airbnb is a 3-bedroom apartment that looks dingy.
What, really?
Yeah, because the rental price was so cheap. So our margins are so much higher.
Interesting.
Because our expenses are lower. Because the rent is obviously the biggest expense.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. But because it looks dingy, no one on the long-term rental market wants to rent that place.
Yeah.
So they gave it to us, and we fixed it up, made it look nice with good furnishings.
Yeah.
Nice artworks, like nice decoration, professional photos, listing optimized, pricing is, pristine, and then that's our most profitable property.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So do you ever go in and a landlord hands you over the keys, and let's just say that the property is not the best maintained from a landlord's perspective? Do you go in as the person who's long-term leasing it? Do you go, I want to paint the walls, I want to fucking remodel this is all fucked, like there's like fucking paint coming off the walls, the floors are all fucked, I need to redo the flooring.
Exactly.
Do you ever do any of that sort of stuff?
Not really. We don't really fix. If something looks really cooked, then we're gonna fix it up. Like we've painted some walls before. Oh my god, I just thought of something. There was a time where we picked up a property in mid condition. Yeah. But there was one problem about it. It smelled so bad.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it smelled so bad. it had like it has like a spice scent to it.
Okay.
So we went in there and we were trying everything. We were deodorizing.
Yeah.
We were doing baking powder on the carpet because apparently that soaks in the scent.
Yeah.
That didn't work, so we repainted the walls. Because apparently, if nothing else works, then the scent is in the walls.
Oh my God.
Right? So we repainted the walls, and the scent didn't go away. Oh, bro, it was so bad. But we ended up getting an ozone machine, which is something.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, this is a good tip for any Airbnb hosts out there. Ozone machine sucks up all the air and all the oxygen in the apartment, so it just sucks up all the scent.
Wow.
And you leave it in there running, and
close all the doors and windows.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But you can't go in there, or else you might faint.
Yeah. There's no oxygen for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Identifying Airbnb is obviously very, very important. Is there a certain like methodology that you have in terms of profit maxing, right? Because there are going to be situations, and I'm sure you can mathematically model this out, or you can now. It's probably intuitive for you because you've done it so much. But there's going to be certain periods where you might have properties that are only sitting at 50% occupancy rate, or 40% or 60% occupancy rate, and these are like your break-even properties. These are like the properties that might only, if even they'll net maybe like $1,000 a month or
yeah, you'll be surprised, bro. My whole portfolio, 80% plus occupancy.
Wow,
rate.
Is that because of your placement in CBD, or do you think it's something else?
That's because of my pricing, 100%. So if you think about it this way, with any business, if there is high demand, you raise your prices alongside with it. Just like for example, if you were I'm sure in e-commerce, you've raised your prices many times as well, right? Because you're getting too many sales and there's too much demand that your stock can't handle it. Yeah, it can't keep up. And so the same thing applies to Airbnb. If your occupancy is too high, if it's above 90%, 95%, then you're kind of being underpriced.
So that's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing.
Wow, interesting.
You're losing money, essentially. So what we try and do is stay in the sweet spot between like 75 to 85%.
Okay. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's interesting because people brag about being 100% booked.
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking. Like if I was 100% booked, I'd be cheering but then I realize now, based on what you've said, 100% booked means I've reached my maximum earning potential for that property. Okay, I understand. Exactly.
So we always target 75 to 85% occupancy. And if a property is underperforming, say, and it's only getting, 50% occupancy, then we'll just drop the prices and we'll get back to target.
Interesting.
So our whole portfolio is in that range.
Wow.
And it doesn't drop below that and it doesn't go above that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating because you would have thought definitely the other way, right? And I think the scariest part about starting a business like this for a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of your students in your community may have also had this concern, is fuck, bro, I don't know, if I sign a full year lease, that's like $40K locked into the landlord. Like, what if I can't fulfill that on Airbnb? How have you seen that with you, your students, all that sort of stuff? Like, I know it's very scary for a lot of people. How do you help people overcome that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that fear that they're not going to get any bookings when they start, and you're locked in for like a 12-month lease or 24-month lease, and you think that if you don't get any bookings, then you're not getting any revenue, and then you're going to be broke, not make any money, and you have to pay this rent over and over again. But I always kind of give my students the peace of mind. I tell them, we have hundreds of success stories, not just in my own portfolio, but all my students' portfolios. And I don't know of a single case in my community where someone has picked up a property that we told them to pick up or we gave the green light for, and they've been unprofitable. Every single case, every single property that we have in our community is making money.
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason why is because we teach the best pricing strategy in the world. We paid $30,000 plus for revenue managers in Switzerland to teach us pricing, and
really?
they manage tens of thousands of listings across the world, right?
Wow.
And we give that to our students on day one.
Wow.
Yeah. So the pricing strategy is on point.
Yeah.
And if you have that on lock, your occupancy will always keep up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's interesting. Never really thought about it that way myself. I'm obviously not in this game, not in the hospo game like this.
Yeah.
But in terms of pricing wise, right? I don't want you to give away your secrets that you obviously teach your community here. But in terms of pricing wise, why is the pricing so important from a psychological point of view, or why is the pricing so important from even just that management point of view for Airbnb, right? Because most of the time you go onto there, and if someone's doing this for the first time or they're doing it on their own,
Yep.
how the fuck do I know what the price of
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Do I just look at my nearest property and I go, oh, 2-bedroom there, 2-bedroom. They're doing $350 a week. I'm doing.
Yeah.
What do I do?
So, a lot of people that are beginners will make the common mistake to set a flat price on the entire calendar. So you might think, I have a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm going to set my price at $250 a night. Mm-hmm. Just leave it like that. That doesn't capture the weekends, the weekend demand. It doesn't capture the last minute
bookings.
Last minute slow demand.
Yeah.
It doesn't capture events. It doesn't capture any fluctuations in market demand. So if you flat price, you're losing so much money.
Interesting.
Yeah. So your price needs to dynamically move with the market.
And how does that work? Does Airbnb automatically do that? Does Booking.com automatically do that? Or do you have to have external software, third-party software?
We have external software. Exactly.
Oh, okay. And then so they sync up all the APIs and connect
but
all.
It's not as simple as just connecting it to that software. You have to stay on top of your revenue management. Like I recommend once every week to my students. If you have a bigger portfolio, I recommend once every couple of days.
Interesting.
Because if you don't stay on top of your revenue management and give discounts on low demand days and things like that, then your occupancy won't keep up as well. Revenue management is a game where you're always constantly kind of changing your price to move with market demand and move with your listing performance. So I make every business decision based off numbers.
Yeah.
If there is any decision I have to make or any choice after making business, I look at the numbers first. I look at data first. I think that's the best way and the most analytical way to approach business.
Very smart.
So I look at my occupancy rate for the next 7, 15, 30, 60 days. I look at my pickup rates, which is how many bookings I'm getting in the last 7 days, in the last 15 days.
Yeah.
And I look at how many orphan gaps I have.
What's an orphan gap?
Oh, sorry. Orphan gap is like if you get booked from Monday to Tuesday, and then you get booked from Thursday to Friday.
Oh, there's like a really weird day that's just a single day by itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously, for that Wednesday that's unbooked.
Yeah.
Your market is a lot lower.
Yeah.
Lower supply, right? So there's way lower demand. So you got to drop the prices as well.
So you just try to fill in. As long as you can get someone in there, you get someone in there.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I never considered that because, well, one, I don't understand how that Airbnb software works. I've never been a host. I've gone to a fuckload of Airbnbs myself as just a traveler, but I've never actually hosted on Airbnb, so I actually don't understand what the back end there looks like. And according to you, there's different softwares that you can also integrate as well, which is really cool.
And different metrics that you have to look at.
Yeah. Wow.
And going back to what I was saying, if occupancy is too low, then I would decrease my prices. If occupancy is too high, then I would increase my prices. But it's also, you also have to look at how many bookings you're getting as well. So if you're getting like 10 bookings in a single week, then obviously your prices are too low. Yeah. So it's things like that. It's things like just basically looking at the numbers and making an analytical approach to your decision making in business.
Very smart.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Numbers, it's a numbers game for you. So then do you have a certain sort of margin target that you want to aim for each property? Or do you kind of just go, fuck, as long as it's profitable, it's profitable?
25 to 30% margin is what my KPI is.
Wow. Per property.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good, and I think numbers is something that a lot of people will struggle with in their life. And I think a lot of people trying to get into a side hustle or a business, especially in real estate, when numbers sometimes can be quite large.
Yeah.
You're not in the game of obviously buying and selling real estate or anything like that, but sometimes, people, especially they go into a development project, for example, might be very different to what you're doing, but let's just say you're doing a knockdown rebuild or you're doing a duplex.
Yeah.
you go for 18 months of work,
Yeah.
and then if you actually do the numbers right, the net profit is only like 100K over 18 months. So you might as well have done something else in that period of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Whereas to a lot of people, it sounds cool. Yeah, you buy this property for 1.5, knock it down, you rebuild it for 2.5, then you sell it for 3, you make 500K. Then you cop a capital gains tax, then you cop this, then you cop that, and then now you take home 50K, and it's like, the fuck, was that even worth it? It sounds cool, right? Because there's a lot of knockdown rebuild guys out there. There's a lot of, buy, flip duplexes or buy, renovate, flip, all of those types. Real estate's a very interesting game. You're lucky as well, you studied some, but I'm assuming that doesn't really help too much.
Nothing. Nothing from that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I thought. And then, Airbnb is very, very cool. So have you expanded to external states, or do you think that's going to be either too complex at this stage, or it's just a waste of resourcing at this stage? Or are you thinking about starting to expand into state? Or have you already done it?
I haven't expanded into interstate yet. I'm looking to continue expanding my portfolio inside Melbourne and surrounding areas.
Yeah.
In the future, when I have my operations like really down and my systems really in place, then I will consider moving interstate.
Yeah. And would you look for a partner interstate to help you, or someone from that area to help you, or would you rather just
probably someone in the area to help me if I have the connection.
Because it makes sense, right?
Yeah. But anything can happen. I mean, I realize like in this business journey, there's been so many opportunities that just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you could just be going about your day and then just randomly get a message from someone that might change your life.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like business is such a roller coaster where opportunities can just come out of nowhere, and you got to be fast to act upon that.
That's true.
Yeah, because what I've realized is me and Terrence were big opportunists. Like we took our chance at pretty much anything that came our way. Just when we were young, or like I say when we were young, but it was only like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, you're still young now.
Yeah. But yeah, when we started Airbnb arbitrage, we weren't the only ones that saw the business model being done.
Yeah.
Like that US video that I talked about went viral in Australia for everyone.
Yeah. And I've seen Airbnb arbitrage for maybe a good 5 years now. So what is it, 2020?
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've known about it for a long time.
Right.
Never thought about doing it though.
Exactly. Right. So, so many people tell me now that, they also saw the business model being done in America back when I did.
Yeah.
But no one did it. No one acted on it. And why is that? I don't know, because me and Terrence, when we saw that, we're jumping on immediately. And we were like the only ones that did, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's how we started. We took the opportunity, we took the chance, and we just thought we might as well just take the risk while we're young. We don't have much responsibility right now.
Yeah.
It's better taking risks while you're still young than later on when you have all these responsibilities, like maybe a mortgage to pay or a family to take care of.
Yeah.
You're better off taking a risk young.
Yeah.
And that was our whole mindset kind of in the start of our business journey. We were just hustling for like opportunity.
Yeah.
And we definitely, I would say we definitely landed across a big one with Airbnb arbitrage.
Yeah.
And we just went all in.
I think that's very smart, and I think the way your mind was geared in that sense is spot on, right? Because there's so many people in this world who have ideas. Ideas are fucking meaningless. They're worthless until execution comes into play. 100%. And they say, the graveyard is where dreams go to die, because that's where most people, that's where the most amount of dreams in the world exist, is in the graveyard. Most of those people have ever thought about something but never done anything, and they go die with their dreams.
Yeah.
And, it's so easy for someone to say, oh, I had the same idea, bro. I had that idea too. How many people have you ever heard that go, yeah, I've had that idea? But the reality is, doesn't matter if you've had that idea or someone stole your idea somehow magically out of your brain. Yeah. You didn't fucking do it. So that's on you, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do it. So that's on you. The person who executed and pulled it off, like yourself, you absolutely deserve all the success you have achieved along that way. Yeah. You took the risk and it paid off. That's how it works. Yeah. Simple as that.
100%. I completely agree. I've always said that. You kind of low key, in some ways, you kind of have to be somewhat delusional to be successful.
Yep.
Because there's two limiting factors, I believe, towards your success, right? Your skills and your beliefs. You might have all the skills in the world, and you can always train the skills as well.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe you can do it, you will never be able to do it.
Correct.
So yeah, you have to be almost delusional to think that you can do anything in this world, and the sky's the limit, to be able to reach the next step every single time and reach the next level, and progress in business. That's kind of like the thought process I have, that I've kind of nurtured over the years in business. What was the conversation again? I lose track sometimes.
It's the ADHD, bro.
I actually might have ADHD.
I think we all do. It's the conversation every entrepreneur has. It's like, what were we talking about? What's going on? It always happens.
Yeah, recently I've been getting a lot of brain fog.
Yeah, it happens, bro. Yeah. It's because you have a lot of things on your mind. There's a lot of things you do. But obviously when it comes down to your own health as well, I'm trying to look after my own health as well a lot more now as well. Diet, supplements, nutrition, all that sort of stuff plays in as you get more and more advanced, right, in your career. But going back to that, right, this psychology that you have at the moment, I like to talk about psychology on the podcast. Where do you think it came from? Do you think it came from your parents? Did you read books? Did you have mentors? Like, how did you get to that position where you go, fuck it, I need to take these risks. Like, I know I hate working for someone else. I want to be successful. How did you get to the position where it's like, I'm just going to go all in, take these risks? Where did that psychology come from? Was it school, parents, friends? Where did it come from?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I kind of had a switch in mindset after working so many jobs.
Okay.
As I said before, I couldn't keep a job for longer than 3 months. And I was sick of working on someone else's schedule.
Yeah.
And I was sick of being tied down to that payment hierarchy where like the CEO and the boss gets paid the most. Yeah. Then it trickles down and you're like the lackey of the company.
Yeah, the pyramid scheme of corporate life, right?
Exactly. I hated that system.
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, I've had enough. Like I just want to make something of myself. I feel like I have more potential in me than this.
So it wasn't triggered by any sort of like personal development, or it wasn't triggered by any sort of like you watched some videos or you read some books or went to some seminars. It wasn't triggered by anything like that? Not
really. I think it was just triggered by also seeing, it's definitely triggered by the people I surrounded myself with. Like my brother.
Yeah.
Especially my brother. Seeing his success in business, and his like diversion from the traditional pathway, definitely helped me overcome my own fears. And because a lot of people put entrepreneurs on a pedestal. But once you actually hang out with entrepreneurs and business owners, you realize they're just normal people.
Yeah, and also it's fucking hard, right? Like the amount of struggles that we all have. The reason why entrepreneurs are so lonely is because other people don't get their struggles, and why sometimes entrepreneurs like to flock together. And the vision for what I want to do with the podcast that I just explained to you, and everything that I want to do for the guests on the show, you know, it's all about connecting the people together, because it is a lonely journey, and entrepreneurship is not easy. It's fucking hard. There's not enough people who show off the challenges of business. It's always, you know, I'm sick, I'm young, I'm 21, I've got an AP, I drive a Lambo, I live in Dubai. Like that's always the lifestyle that we're all so attracted to. And whether it's your generation or my generation, we all grew up with that. There were always people, even in my generation, who just saw, you know, the Lambos, who saw the private jets, and that was the lifestyle they wanted to get into. Did you ever have that in your mind as well? Being young, you're still young. What about money, or what about business really drives you towards being successful?
Well, first off, it was definitely, like starting business, it was definitely about the money. Like I have to 100% admit that. When I started, I wanted more money. I don't know why. Maybe because money buys freedom. At the end of the day, money's just cash. Like money's just like
it's a tool.
It's just a tool.
It's a tool
to buy freedom, to buy the lifestyle like that you dream of. But kind of progressing into business, and throughout the journey of my venture, I realized that business is no longer about the money. Business is more about myself as my growth as a person, and like training my skills, sharpening them, and building my experience. And now I love business for that reason. It's not monetary anymore for me. It's more about how far I can grow as a person.
Interesting.
Because I believe right now, because of business, I'm the best version of myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very powerful stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very true as well. You truly find out who you are in business. You're going to have those higher highs and lower lows. And life is definitely very, very challenging to any sort of business owner. It's not easy. Here in Australia, it's fucking hard. Our tax system is extremely hard on us as well. I'm sure that everyone has their challenges in that aspect. So what's next for you? I know you want to grow that Airbnb portfolio. Is there anything else that you do with your money now? Because a lot of young individuals, the whole perspective that a lot of older entrepreneurs have for the younger generation that's coming up is they do the dumb shit with their money. Yeah. They make money, they go party, they do the dumb shit, they buy all the expensive stuff.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you do with your money? Do you do the dumb stuff right now, or are you being smart? Are you putting away to for a deposit for a house?
Yeah.
Are you putting your money into crypto stocks? Like, what do you do to grow your wealth?
You see, you see a lot of social media people like flexing cars and watches and things like that. And you even, I do it a bit as well.
Yeah, no, I've seen your content.
I do it a bit as well. I won't lie, but and that's just what kind of happens when you're young and you make some money.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I kind of like people don't really see. People only see the flashy cars.
Correct.
People only see the watches and the lavish lifestyle. But people don't really see what is behind the scenes. Like me, I'm a workaholic. Like I work like every single day of the week and every single hour of the day.
Yeah.
So I sometimes lose sleep as well, just because I work so much.
Yeah.
I'm fully 100% all in on my business. All I can think about is work, and I think right now I'm in that stage of life where all that matters to me is work. And yeah, that's how it's been. That's how it's been for the last year.
Yeah. Wow.
The materialistic stuff I don't really actually care too much about.
Well, you just bought that watch.
I love this watch. I love this watch.
It's a nice watch. His for those who can't see, or if they can see, they can see it on camera there. But he's got himself a nice 41mm Datejust blue dial. 41mm, yeah.
41mm fluted bezel. Blue dial,
Datejust, yeah.
Jubilee bracelet.
Jubilee bracelet, yeah. So he's got the all the bells and whistles there. Yeah. So yeah, it's a nice watch, and it's not a cheap watch, especially. It's still a Rolex at the end of the day, right? So, he's done well for someone who's quite young. How did you? Actually, this is a good question. You've obviously made a decision to buy the watch. To be honest, the watch can be an investment as well. So for a lot of people who are out there, who might be like going, "Oh, it's fucking dumb. Why would you spend so much money on it?"
It retains its value
on a watch.
Very well.
Correct. A Rolex will retain its value. And a lot of watches that you buy on the second-hand market will retain its value. A lot of watches you buy on the brand-new market will lose its value, much like cars. So if you buy the right watches, and if you're a watch guy, it's also a good idea as well. I'm quite a fan of watches myself as well. I've also bought a couple watches from Cal too.
Oh, really?
So yeah. When they first started, actually, I bought this watch. Actually, this was the first watch I bought from Cal. It's a Tudor Black Bay.
Yeah, nice.
So this is the first watch I actually bought from JC. So that was when they first started. This was going back a couple of years, maybe 3 years now. This was the first watch I bought from them, and I was like, "Fuck, am I gonna get scammed by these random Melbourne guys?" And I was like, I bought this watch, and they actually shipped it up in like 2 days, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then that got me kind of like into watches and all of that. But it's the same thing, right? Like with these sort of things, I'm actually curious because same thing. I asked the question yesterday to our guest yesterday, which was, "What did you feel after buying the Lambo?" He's 25, bought a Lambo. In your situation, you're 22, just bought yourself a Rolex. It's still a big purchase, if anything, right? Not many people are able to whip out their card and drop 22, 23, 24, 25 grand on a watch. How did you feel?
The watch itself is cool.
Yeah.
It's on theme with my brand, the blue brand. I have a blue car as well.
Yes, I saw. M3, right?
An M3,
F82?
An F80.
Oh, F80.
Yeah, F80 M3.
Yep.
It's on brand. It's cool, but to be honest, I didn't feel anything when I bought it. It's not something like I care too much about. I don't really care too much about materialistic things. It's more for branding, and it's more for appearance type of thing. Like you kind of get the respect when you walk into a business meeting and you have a nice watch, for example. But in terms of to flex and things like that, I don't really care for things like that. But the watch and the card, they get me. They also get me attention on my social media, which also kind of plays a part in my business as well. So it's kind of that reason as well. But if I wasn't on social media, I probably wouldn't buy these things. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, so the car as well for you when you bought the M3 as well, was that a decision for like social media facade, or do you think it was like a
not really facade? I love the M3.
Okay, was that always a car you wanted to buy, or was there something else that you wanted?
I wanted the M3.
You wanted the M3.
But it's not a facade. It's not like me putting on a show. I do love the car. I do love the watch.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have pushed myself to buy them.
Interesting.
Yeah. It kind of justified it more. It's just kind of justified it more because I was making more of a ROI on my investment, if that makes sense.
Very smart.
Through branding.
Yeah, very smart. Yeah. And I think in the same way as well. It's like if I'm going to get something, especially if I'm going to spend some stupid money on something, then I'll need it to have some sort of an ROI so that I can justify for myself that I'm not making a dumb purchase. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if I wanted to get something nice for myself and spend that sort of money, I think a lot of people don't understand this as well, is that you have to psychologically break through in your mind, especially if you come from a low socioeconomic family, what it is like to be able to be in a position where you can actually comfortably be able to afford something like this.
It feels good.
It does, absolutely. To be able to go and, get your Amex and go bang, beep, I can pay this.
Yeah, that's another thing. Growing up in a middle class family, it was never even on the table to buy these luxury goods. Yeah. To buy a nice car, to buy a nice watch. This stuff was never even on the cards. Like, I only when I realized that I could afford these items, it was like shocking to me. Yeah. And that's also part of the reason why I bought these like materialistic things, is because to prove myself that I've come a long way. Yeah. It's like a status. It's like a trophy almost. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's your first Rolex. So, you should definitely pay yourself a lot of respect for that. Did you tell your parents about it when you bought it?
Nah.
Did they still don't know?
They don't know. Oh man.
It was so funny because I did the same thing with my parents, right? I bought my Rolex I bought my first Rollie like maybe 2 years ago now. I bought a two-tone date just. I bought it retail, two-tone date just, chocolate dial, rose gold.
Beautiful.
And then I took it home and I gave it to my dad and I was like, Dad, look what I bought. He's like, what's this? I was like, oh, it's a Rolex. He's like, oh, cool. And I was just like, oh, cool. He was like, how much did you spend? I was like, why don't you guess? He was like, what, $2,000? And I was like, no, bro, this thing was fucking 23 grand. Oh. And he was like, what? I was like, what? I was shocked. Yeah. But that's the thing, like our parents who are, and my next goal is to buy him one as well. Nice. I want to try to find him a vintage birth year one, actually. I think that'd be really cool. Like a vintage birth year date just, or a Submariner or something like that. Yep. I might need to find that when I go Hong Kong or Japan, because I don't think I'll be able to find it here. But yep. I want to buy him one, and I want to buy my mum one as well. So it's really cool. I think buying these sort of things, to a lot of people in the outside world, when they look at it, they'll be like, oh, fuck, you're spending so much money, you're so young, who do you think you are, type of vibe. And I think that's Australia as well. Australia is a country where, that tall poppy syndrome kind of hits hard.
A lot of people think that wealthy people don't flaunt their money. People say like real wealth
is silent. Yeah.
But people spend their money in different ways.
Correct.
Like you can buy a nice house, you can buy people buy art for millions of dollars.
Correct. Well, that's money laundering, but that's a different story. It's a good way to wash money, but that's a different story for another day. But yeah, you're right, bro. Like you're absolutely right. You know, they say
like wealth, but wealth is definitely not silent.
Yeah,
like people just explore it in different ways.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like the wealthiest people on the planet, theoretically they're silent, but then when they have a fucking Forbes article on them saying they're worth $500 million, it's not really that silent, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's different. It's also levels. You know, for us, people who are significantly above us, they see what we do and what we accomplish as very small things, right? You know, we might be cool, like, oh yeah, we make 7 figures every year, right? Whatever it is. But to the people making real big money, they look at us and go, okay, that's introductory. I do that every day.
Yeah.
You know, and good for you guys, right? Like we might go, yeah, we've accomplished, we bought ourselves a Rolex.
Yeah.
But for them, it's like, I've just bought my 16th Richard Mille.
Yeah.
And then I lost one last week.
Man,
you know?
it's crazy.
The levels are crazy.
It's crazy that you say that, because I was just talking to my business partner about this, and I was telling him like, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's like no money here in Australia.
There isn't.
There's no money here. And you look in the US where people have $1 million cars, APs and Pateks and things like that. And once you start making just a slightest bit of money here, it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal.
It isn't. It isn't.
It's not at all.
Yeah.
There's definitely levels to this game.
I agree. Like I just came back from China, and honestly, I was walking around Canton Fair, and I was seeing some of these Saudis there, and I saw some of these Arabs there, and I saw some of these like Chinese factory owners there, and I was like, bro, these guys are dressed like fucking bums.
Yeah.
But you look at their wrist, RM, fucking 10 Van Cleefs and Cartiers stacked up to here. These are dudes, mind you. These are dudes, right?
Yeah.
Not even girls. So imagine what their wives are wearing back at home, bro. So like, the money is insane. Like when we feel like we're doing well in Australia, we actually aren't on a global scale.
Not at all.
Like we can be sitting in a cool studio here. We could have $1 million businesses, but on the global scale, Australia is such a small entity, and the amount of money here is such a small entity.
Yeah, Australia, I think is, the US has 10 times the population of Australia.
Correct, if not more. I think it's actually more. Yeah.
So there's like 10 times the money over there as well. It's like ridiculous how much money they throw around, how easy it is to get finance.
Yeah.
And there's so much more money potential to be made overseas. When people, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Correct.
When you see it, how small Australia is, it makes you kind of want to just move. Yeah. And in some ways, because I always want to level up, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about, I feel like Australia is just too small for where my goals are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. If Australia wasn't such a beautiful country,
it is beautiful though.
If Sydney wasn't such a beautiful city, I don't think. Well, I don't know about Melbourne. If you like Melbourne, right? Melbourne's a bit fucked up right now, but
I actually think the other way around.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I think Melbourne with all the random stabbings and junkies running through the CBD is pretty fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, Sydney's got their shootings as well from all the Western Sydney boys, but I think both major cities are pretty fucked at the moment. Yeah, it's still a beautiful place to live
for sure.
Yeah,
but I mean, Sydney is fucking like 3 times more expensive.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Sydney is definitely more expensive.
Yeah.
So that's why we always say, like, if you can make it in Sydney as an entrepreneur and you've done well in Sydney and you're profitable and you're making good money, you've done pretty fucking well. Like you've done pretty well. But then with that being said, like on the global scale compared to everyone else, it's very, very hard to think that you've actually done well. Like sometimes you rub shoulders with guys who make what you make in a year, in a day. Like that's when you go, wow, like I actually haven't done shit. Yeah. You know, and I always tell myself, like, I'm at the starting line this year, all right? Just hit 30. This is my starting line. You're 22, bro. You got plenty of time. You've accomplished great things at 22 already.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's incredible for what you have done. So getting towards the end of the show, I know you have a flight to catch as well, so I'm just being conscious of the time. You still have a bit of time, which is fine.
Plenty of time.
But yeah, I want to kind of ask in your mind, right? Like, well, what is next? If you were to move, would you take your Airbnb business model with you overseas, or would you look to starting something different?
I'm a strong believer in focusing on one vehicle to make your wealth. When I was roughly around 5 properties I was getting really bad imposter syndrome.
Interesting.
And I feel like a lot of business owners go through this phase as well, where they feel like it's kind of surreal, the money they're making. And for me personally, I didn't think I deserved it. I've never made this much money in my life at 5 properties in, and I didn't think that I was worthy of it. And so I was bringing myself back down to reality, right? So at 5 properties in, me and Terrence, we were actually exploring other business models again.
Yeah.
And we were thinking about other things to do. But once I realized that the wealthy make their wealth off of one vehicle, and I fully focused back in on Airbnb and went all in on my business and overcame my imposter syndrome, that's when my business 10x, and that's when I was able to gain financial freedom and gain time freedom as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very good insight. I think a lot of people, especially younger generation, and this is a question I actually get asked a lot by 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, is like, I want to try all these different things. I want to do all these different things. I want to try this, try that, try this, try that.
Yep.
I think it's great to try. But like you said, if you focus on one vehicle, you focus on it long enough. You've been doing it now for what, 3, almost 4 years? 2.5. Okay. Yeah. Almost 3 years now. So not actually a long time in the grand scheme of things. So you've grown rapidly. You've grown very, very quickly.
Yeah.
If you focus on the one thing, you will make money. If you become world class at it, you will make money.
Exactly. Because why learn a skill if you're just going to ditch it and learn another skill?
Yeah. Very true.
But yeah, to answer your question, I would definitely, if I was to go to America, I would definitely do Airbnbs again, because that is where my skills lie.
Yeah.
I know how to make a short-term rental profitable, and I know how to implement the right systems and processes and operations to run an Airbnb business.
Yeah.
So I will always go all in on short-term rentals.
Interesting. Yeah. Where would you go if you were to go to America? Have you been to America before?
Never.
Okay.
Never. But this is me talking out of my ass, by the way.
Yeah,
this is up in the air. Completely up in the air.
Of course.
I have no idea. But I heard Dallas is a good place for Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Miami is also always cool.
Is there like an Airbnb community online for different Airbnb hosts and stuff like that, where you guys talk strategy and
my
tactics?
Airbnb community.
Your Airbnb community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I run the best Airbnb community in Australia by far.
Yeah.
Our community is so tight knit. Everyone's so positive. Everyone's working towards the same goals. It's amazing. You know why I'm here? I was in Brisbane for the last 4 days. During those 4 days, I was meeting up with students, right?
Yeah.
And one of our students who has 8 properties now.
Wow.
He gave us his place to stay in for 3 nights for free completely.
Yeah.
And he lent us a car.
Wow.
That was worth $200,000.
Wow.
It was a Range Rover Urban Defender or something, completely modded out, blacked out, brown interior. It was beautiful. But that just goes to show how nice our community is to us, how genuine everyone is.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to have these type of people by your side alongside your entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
If you have the right support beside you, if you have a community working towards the same goal as you, then every time you fall down, you always get back up.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting. Actually, that's a good point. Talk to me about the community, right? So what is the community? How does it work? I'm actually quite interested in terms of how you guys have set that up. What is this community to you, and why did you start this when you went and did the Airbnbs? Because what a big question is online when there's a lot of these online guru type businesses, right? And there's these digital product type businesses. They go, oh, these guys only started a community because they're washed out now. If they were making money from what they're teaching, they wouldn't be starting these communities. So
ridiculous.
Yeah, so let's touch on that a little bit. Same thing happened yesterday, because our guest yesterday also has his own digital community. Also, people call him a scammer, this and that. But you still, obviously, you manage a fuckload of properties. So I know you make money. Mathematically, you can't even challenge that.
Yeah.
So what was the purpose of the community when you started it?
First of all, the whole social media thing, I started for fun.
Yeah.
I was posting, I remember my first few videos was me furnishing an apartment, setting it up. and just posting for fun. I gained a lot of traction like very quickly, and I got messages reaching out to me to help people start their own Airbnb businesses. That's what I realized, like there was a demand for this market, but I didn't want to just teach anyone. So I made an exclusive entrepreneur community, an exclusive Airbnb community for the people that I felt was most hungry, most driven.
How do you identify that?
Well, we have a call, and we take them through a screening process, an interview process, and make sure they're the right fit to work with us, because a lot of people will say they will do something, and they never end up doing it.
That's most people, yes.
I feel like if you can't keep a promise to yourself, your words don't mean much. Your promises don't mean much. So, yeah, we only take on people that are hungry, are driven, and we can see inside of them that they actually want to succeed. And that's why our community is so, that's why our community is thriving pretty much. Because everyone is so like-minded and everyone's chasing towards the same goal and working so hard for it. Yeah.
And what sort of stuff do you teach them in the community?
We teach them everything. So we teach them how to pick up their first properties. We teach them how
to cold call, how to email.
Exactly. Have samples. We cover every single little nitty-gritty of the business: cleaning operations, maintenance, VAs, guest communication, AI, automation tools, and things like that. Pricing is a big one, of course. We teach them all of that. We have group coaching calls every week, which I always enjoy, seeing like everyone's faces on group coaching calls. And then we have one-on-one calls as well. So making sure everyone's like, everyone knows what they're doing, and everyone's like feels supported throughout whatever part of their journey they're in.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Based on your experience now, and maybe the experience of your students as well, what's a good number of properties for you to try to scale to, so that you can potentially replace your job?
Good question. So to replace like a standard full-time salary, I would say you need at least 10 properties.
Wow. Okay.
Or thereabouts.
Yeah.
It completely depends on what location you're operating in.
And also depends on your salary.
If
you're on $500,000 a year, maybe not 10 properties.
Exactly. But yeah, if you were working in Melbourne, then I'll say around 10.
Because what's Melbourne's salary like nowadays? What, 80K?
Yeah, like 80K.
80K. Yeah.
I'll say around there.
Yeah.
If you were operating in Sydney, however, you only need like 4.
What?
Dude, Sydney market is booming.
Are you serious?
You before you were saying how like you don't think it's as good here.
Really?
It is 3 times better.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Because the rental prices is so high.
Yeah.
But
the night stay prices is just as high.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I have a student making like 10K across 7 nights.
Profit.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah. Revenue.
But even profit, like I've had bookings like that as well.
I've
seen bookings like that over the New Year's.
New Year's would be insane. Yeah. Sydney New Year's would probably be like the most optimal, insane fucking profit.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you get a property in the CBD
in New Year's, bro, fucking shut the front gates, bro.
And we make sure that every student capitalizes off of like the events, New Year's fireworks and things like that.
For sure, those are the profit boosters. Profit boosters for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, the margins are so much higher in Sydney.
Oh, crazy.
Because if you think about it, if you're thinking about traveling to Australia, you don't think about Melbourne, you don't think about Brisbane either. Yeah. Maybe the Gold Coast, which is also very profitable. Yeah, but the city you think about going to is Sydney every single time. Yeah, the tourism and the.
But you know what? The Chinese, they love Melbourne for some reason.
The Chinese do love Melbourne.
They fucking love Melbourne.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because the population density housing.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the right term? The high density housing is way more prevalent in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So we have massive apartment buildings.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and that's right. That's why there's such a good supply of Airbnbs and also rental properties in the city.
Interesting, yeah.
And the Chinese love that. The Chinese love to.
It's because that's what they're used to back at home as well. You know, back at home it's just literally fucking buildings on buildings on buildings on buildings on buildings. So yeah, it is crazy. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. So off the back of that now, that actually piques my curiosity. If you were to rank the Aussie cities based on your students and yourself, because you guys have 100 students now, you guys know where the different properties are and you got data for that.
Yep.
Profitability wise, how would you rank the different cities?
Okay. I'll rank the Gold Coast first.
Why is that?
It's like the perfect tourism location.
That's true.
Margins are very high. The rental prices are okay.
Yeah.
But you can charge heaps.
Yeah, right.
You charge heaps.
Because of the views.
Yeah, and especially by the way, I didn't tell you before, but I stayed in the Gold Coast for a night yesterday.
Yeah.
And that same student gave me a sub penthouse on the Gold Coast. It was so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was off topic.
Bro, that was the coolest thing.
Bro, it was so nice, man. It was one of those properties that makes you like rethink how you got here in the first place.
Yeah.
I was having like, damn, this is nice. Like, damn.
I'd buy one of these. Yeah.
I might
not
move
Airbnb.
here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll move up here.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Yeah, you're ranking the cities for me.
Oh, sorry. Gold Coast number 1.
Yeah.
And then I reckon Sydney.
Okay.
And then Brisbane and then Melbourne.
Really?
Genuinely. But I'd say
holy shit.
Melbourne. Oh, and then obviously like there's
Adelaide and
like
whatever.
that stuff like WA and Adelaide.
That's probably very small.
Yeah, they're small communities of short-term rentals, but the profits are much higher in Sydney and Gold Coast than they are in Melbourne.
That's so interesting.
However, there are some more regulations in Sydney and Gold Coast.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because the government always wants their piece of the pie.
Of course. So run us through then. What sort of regulations am I like? If I were to do Airbnb here, or if I were to do Airbnb in Gold Coast, Melbourne's obviously a bit more lax, like you said. But if someone's considering Gold Coast or Sydney, what sort of red flags or regulations do you have to look out for if you were going to do this?
Yeah. So in some locations of the Gold Coast, I believe you have to register your property.
Okay. Who do you register with? Like
the government or the council?
The council.
Something like that.
Okay.
And then in Sydney, there's a 180-day cap for short-term rentals. Oh. So that means that you can only be booked as a short-term rental for half of the year.
Wow.
However, we teach how to get around this. Basically, any stay that's over 21 nights doesn't count as a short-term stay. So we set our minimum night stay strategy accordingly during the slow season.
Yes.
So like the winter, like June, July, August, and things like that. We would lower the prices a bit and up the minimum night stay. So you have to stay 21 nights or above. Oh. And they still get lots of bookings.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you'll be surprised. People on Airbnb stay for a long time.
That's crazy. 21 days is a fucking long time.
Yeah.
That's a very long holiday.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unexpected. Like very unexpected.
Yeah.
So how does that even work then? Like I don't even know how that works. Of course, Sydney is the one that's all fucked up like that. But how does it work? That 180 days short-term stay. If you're a landlord and you were to do it yourself, you can only have 180 days where people come in short-term, and then the rest of the 180 days you either have to live yourself or you have to rent it out long-term. That's how it would work, right?
Exactly. But I mean, at the Airbnb conference that I just went to, we talked about how the day cap does absolutely nothing for the rental crisis that you guys are experiencing.
Of course, yeah.
The government thinks that, or the government is debating it. Like it's in hot debate whether or not short-term rentals even affect the rental crisis.
Interesting. Yeah.
Which I believe they do not.
I don't think so, because if you really think about it and you open up Airbnb right now, I have my phone on me. I should actually check this. And we would pull up how many available properties there are on Airbnb. Yeah. What difference is like fucking 120 properties?
Bro, it's like,
let's be honest.
It's like less than 1 to 2% of the housing stock in Sydney.
Yeah.
And then on top of that,
I'm actually going to pull it up.
You guys got like massive population growth. You guys got a lack of housing supply, construction delays and things like that.
Yep.
These are all macroeconomic factors that affect your ability to rent in Sydney.
Yes, correct.
And these are way bigger driving factors to to the rental crisis.
Than the fucking 200 properties on Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's actually have a look.
Yeah.
I love this. So for those obviously listening, if you're watching our video format podcast, we always like to pull up our phones and actually validate and check shit.
Yeah.
But let's just book for the next couple of days. Let's just book for the 18th to the 23rd for 2 adults in Sydney. What do we get? How many results? 402 homes across the entirety of Sydney.
That's the entirety.
Yeah, that's all of Sydney. So imagine like fucking... I'm going to the CBD now. Let's see how many results we get. But yeah, that's the entirety of Sydney. 402 homes. I don't think that really affects rental crisis.
It does not.
Definitely not. And if I'm in the middle of the CBD, holy fuck, some of these are like $5,000, but 43 homes. That's it. Or 43 properties in CBD, if even.
Yeah.
Wow. So
it's
there
ridiculous. You go. They always like to use Airbnb and short-term rentals as a scapegoat and easy narrative to being the cause of the rental crisis.
Yeah.
But in Sydney, you guys have so many problems that you guys need to fix. The government needs to fix.
Well, there's a lot of problems everywhere, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Property's a big problem right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I do admit there is a rental crisis here.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not from short-term rentals.
Is it the same in Melbourne? Do you guys see the lines that we get here? Like, for example, 300 people will turn up to an apartment viewing in Sydney. Do you guys have that sort of stuff in Melbourne?
No, we'll have like 300 people.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Have you not seen that? You're like, wait, what? 300? Yeah, actually, there have been properties where literally 100, 200 or 300 people will rock up and you'll see on the staircase, it's literally like that. And then everyone gets like a 15-second viewing time. You get in, have a look, fuck off. Get in, have a look, fuck off. And it literally happens.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, bro, it's actually that. It's like that.
Okay. Well,
for some suburbs anyway, it's actually like that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, we definitely don't have that in Melbourne yet.
Yeah.
Melbourne has a good supply of housing stock.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of do everything right. And the rental prices are pretty low. The viewings, maybe like maximum, like in the city and the apartments, maximum like 10 people go to them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that's very, very different to here. Like when you see on the news all the time, or even when I ask some of my real estate friends, they're like, bro, literally, they probably won't ever get less than 40, 50 people rock up for a viewing. It's actually like cooked.
That's cool.
So probably acquiring stock here for Airbnb might be a little bit more challenging versus acquiring stock in Melbourne. Do you actually have to go to the viewings yourself to get stock sometimes for rental viewings or like?
Sometimes, but nowadays, as because I built such a large portfolio, I have so many connections with agents, and that's one of the names of the games in this business. Is your connections, your network. And so I can pretty much pick up a property anytime I like without viewing it. The other week I got offered 3 properties in the same building by one of my agents that I'm well connected with. And I just took them all. Without viewing it. I still haven't been to any of them. But they're getting set up right now.
Oh, there you go. How cool is that? And do you spend a lot of money furnishing all of these things? Because I noticed when you started first making your furnishing videos, does this mean that once this business folds or when you're done with this business, you're just going to have like fucking 42 couches, 700 beds?
I thought about that. I actually thought about like, if I ever have to, for some reason, move out of all my properties, I'm going to have so much furniture.
Like 6,000 chairs, 400 dining tables.
I'm going to need a massive warehouse and store them all in there and then sell them on Marketplace or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's actually the case though, right? You actually have to buy all the sort of furniture for each of these places.
Yes, exactly.
What sort of stuff do you buy? Couches, tables, all of it?
Everything.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes the properties come furnished,
okay,
which is a good way to scale because it lowers your upfront investment by a lot. And then you just go in and buy some small stuff. But most of the time we get unfurnished properties. Yeah. So therefore we would have to furnish them. It usually costs $5,000-$6,000.
Okay. What does that include? Like a bed, mattress,
everything:
couch.
bed, mattress, couch, coffee table, dining chairs, outdoor furniture if needed, TV unit, even the TV.
Wow.
Everything to furnish the space.
Bro, you should get everything from China. You're half the price.
Yeah.
That's it.
Low key.
I got this. Guess how much this couch costs?
Like, that looks like a $1,000 couch.
Yeah. about $1,000. Oh, that's 3 pieces plus
But
the table plus the chair.
really
bro.
cheap.
Yeah,
That's really cheap.
This table as well cost me, I think it was $600.
No way.
Yeah.
This one's 600.
Yeah.
This one's firm.
Bro, this is a solid table.
Yeah,
for those
this is a good table.
This is a solid table, bro. It's a bit too big though. I didn't expect it to be this size. I measured it wrong.
You're onto something.
Yeah.
I need to talk to my team.
Bro. Yeah.
But
we just bring everything in our containers every time we want furniture for home.
Oh yeah.
So all my mates go, Alan, I need a couch. I need this. I'm like, oh no, let's chuck it in the next container.
Yeah. There is a Chinese marketplace called Temple Webster.
Yeah. Temple Webster.
You know Temple Webster,
yeah.
That's where we get most of our furniture.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, they pretty much drop ship straight out of China too.
Yeah,
so, they're massive drop shipping. Temple Webster, I think it was actually American, and then it was acquired by Chinese. I think it was.
Oh, okay.
But once anything is acquired by Chinese, it becomes straight drop shipping.
Yeah.
Like it's just fucking. And it's not even drop shipping because they're shipping from their own country. So
yeah, but they're
cracker.
Yeah, their furniture is really good as well,
and it's cheap.
Yeah, and
it's actually really cheap. Like some of my stuff at my parents' place, I were Temple and Webster. It's just price beats everything. So
100%.
Yeah, it just takes a bit of time to get to you. No, but that's good, bro. Exciting stuff. I learned a lot from you about Airbnb today, and I hope everyone at home has learned a lot. So, coming down to pretty much the last bits of the potty today, I want to ask you. Everyone, I ask this same question, right? Life is kind of like a game, and I'm sure you realize this now. There's different levels to it. Sometimes you die, sometimes you respawn, sometimes you continue on. You find new levels, you find secret entrances, you find different things. So, if there was a cheat code that you've learnt over the years, which kind of allows you to skip that painful learning process you went through yourself through all those failures, and you went back to 12-year-old Jordan, for example, and you go, hey, bro, let me teach you this one cheat code. You use this, and rather than being a 22-year-old with 45 Airbnbs, you can be a 18-year-old with 45 Airbnbs.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be possible because you can't rent below.
Not possible.
Yeah.
But let's just say if there was a cheat code, what do you think that is to help you accelerate your growth? Because you're pretty close to like optimizing your lifetime or you're optimizing your timeline. Not many people get to be in the position you are already. You're quite optimized for your age, right? What do you think can be even better optimization tip for yourself, even if it's not for yourself, for a younger friend, maybe your future son, or future daughter? What would that cheat code be? You reckon that you have now?
Early on in life, while you have no responsibilities or little responsibilities, you should just take a go at everything that comes your way. Find that one thing that works, focus on it, and go all in. And there are the cheat code you're looking for, there's not really one, because I believe that you have to go through the failures, you have to go through the hard times to be able to come out of it a better person and a successful person. So yeah, go through those failures and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because that's what makes you grow as a person. Those hard times, feeling discomfort is what leads to your progression. So don't try and look for a shortcut. Go all in on that one vehicle that works, and don't look back.
Powerful.
That's what I'll say. Yeah.
Very powerful stuff. Now, where do people find you? Where do people follow your experience, follow your journey on socials?
Yep. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Jordan Pham, JORPHAM.
Had to think about that for a second. Well, thanks for joining us on the show today, bro. Hopefully we can maybe do some business in the future, get some Airbnbs here in Sydney.
Yes, sir.
Make some profit. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thanks for coming on the show, bro. Have a safe flight back home, and we'll catch you on another episode in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed that episode of Point 01. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow along on all our socials at Point 01 Podcast to watch all of the shorts again. We release an episode every single week, and we hope you will join us as we continue to explore the minds of those who make up the 0.01%. Until next time, keep hustling. I'm your host, Alan Fu. I'll see you on the next episode.